All right, good morning, everyone. Just want to bring it to everybody's attention. Trading floor is going to be completely different. I'm going to just have it more on the streaming side. Um, I'm working on a couple things. Ever since my PC been down, it's been a little bit chaotic. My caption is catching it. It's been a little chaotic trying to get myself back to normal. Hmm. Like after the trades, before you take a trade, like I've created a whole entire media scenarios and everything else so that way it can be able to do the content in a more entertaining way. And yeah, when life gives you lemons, you gotta make lemonade, right? So be alert that I'm going to be kind of changing the caveats of everything else. As you know, right now I'm just streaming out of Zoom right now until I get all this ready inside of my brand spanking new Mac Mini and get this ball rolling and try to see if I can salvage my data and videos from the old PC. It's going to be a whole nother conversation. Maybe I'll make a media center inside of the house or something. I don't know. As soon as I can figure all that out. That said, yesterday's price action was quite interesting, and we were able to solidify and make some strong gains in that one. Um, I want to say thank y'all to all of y'all that participate and make this so much fun here. Takes a lot of work to get all this stuff done, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. So if you already know, I like to do my orbs around this time. So let's go ahead and get the orbs in and update what everything happened during the Asian and London session. And I'll explain why I have a trading plan over here and why it's there and what's the purpose for it. In like a few. So for the orb, let's go ahead and move this bad boy over. Today's Thursday. So Wednesday at 1600 is 1900, sorry. 1800 is right there. All right, perfect. Let's fix you. You're here. You're here. London, you're here. And you're here. New York, you're in the right spot. Actually, let's move you down. Can I move this faster? I guess I'm gonna have to just drag it. Drag it. Went over. All righty. So kind of bringing all of this. Looking at the fact that we did make a nice little drop. This was very ridiculous too. This was a 15-minute candle that dropped 157 points. To put this into perspective, it's $20 a point. So that was 1,570 times two, so that's $3,140 to the downside if you had one micro from the open to the close of that candle. That's how much price action was there. Erasing quite a bit of positioning here, liquidating all the way back into the fair value gaps and everything else. So I have a lot of questions coming into this price action today because having such a move right there, and even though we kind of drifted ourselves right back up, I don't know if we're going to get that entry at 863, but you can see that's the Asian levels there, and we're probably going to play along that. So 45-minute is where I based everything on. And if we take this whole entire upside, when we made this upside, we kind of stopped around here. I'm trying to make a caveat of the rules because I kind of have my rules kind of like this, and this will be our derangement. And then I've been playing around with another variation of it, like maybe get something like this to here. Where are you going? Get back to here, and about here. And this is the range I think that they're really looking for. So I would say, even though 063 is going to be the level we're probably going to be focusing on for Asian and our entry based on the parameters that was set in front of us. I think the real play is going to be inside of 75. And I'm going to probably hold on true to that. If you look on the left, I have my algo that's putting trades out as well, and didn't realize I had some setups here, so I just posted this one through that algo, and this is the setup that we're looking for. Um, the goal behind this is not to just, all right, when it's hit the 63, I'm gonna just hold it to 7180. I would love to get into the 690, not 694. Sorry, 7 355, because that's the stop loss. But the problem that we face is when we try to get to those TP2s, those are great, those are icing on the cakes, but you want to kind of make sure you deleverage and take something home and let the runners do the work. I'm serious. Let the runners do the work. What else I got for y'all? Did anything come through the AI on trade ideas? In key short, I think I already talked about that before. Microsoft kind of talked about that already. I think this is all yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a nice little peek here. Nice little peek. Where are you? Supposed to have it side by side. There we go. Let's see. 21st. Yeah, this was a while back. So yeah. Um, let's not mess with that. We'll leave that one alone. So we'll just focus on the scalp trades right now. And oops, okay. This one. And going from there and see what we can relatively do there. And yeah, we got less than a minute until this starts. Let me log into all my accounts. That's one. Oh, you're not in? Okay. Robinhood should already be set, so I should be fine there. Thinkorswim. I'm gonna add some capital and I'm gonna swing for some fences today. But I told myself, no, I'm gonna go ahead and plan accordingly. I'm not gonna say that I'm at a threshold of a breakthrough per se, but I would say I am comfortable in my skin as far as my trading ideology and everything else. And yeah, we're gonna go see what this market has for us. All right, we are opened up, and you could see we are starting to push to the downside first, which is exactly what I was thinking. If you remember, we kind of talked about the dollar. Let me go over to the dollar real quick and kind of break this down. The dollar has been trying to build its base. I think they had this gap. I think they want the gap back. I think when we came back here, we just came to fill this gap, and there's not a lot over here that they could really do. There is an imbalance all the way down here. I don't think we're gonna come back down here. I think we got a nice inflow of cash that can really affect that. So seeing the dollar where it is, I do believe we're going to get through this level, which is going to be some pain in the market. So plan accordingly, and we'll see what happens from there. Let's go back over to NQ, 45-minute, and see what we have so far. Yeah, exactly. This is still buyers are around. That's the reason I kind of, sat on my hands a little bit. And so if stocks fall, there goes the news saying stocks fall. So now people are going to buy. That's how I feel about the news. Is that when we have these news, buy the rumor, sell the news type of things, is them just literally making you shake your position and everything else. So 27,000 is that psychological level I've been keen off on and been paying attention a lot on. Oh, you know what I can do as well? It's been a while since I updated my trend lines. Let's do that. Everything's built around the 45-minute. Let's bring these in. See what this looks like. All right, looks like that. Let's unlock all of them. With you. I think this is where we are. Yeah, that looks perfect. This one is destroyed. The downward trend line has been completely mitigated over here. So I need to get rid of these bad boys here. Not only that, we also taking out some PVs. You just got to go. Yeah, got to go. So, if you've been on one of my classes, I've explained this in nauseum. Well, I'm saying that right. In nauseum. I've always said, is it ex nauseum? Nauseum? Ad nauseum. Ad nauseum, a Latin word used in English to describe something that has been repeated or discussed so frequently that it becomes annoying, tiresome, or boring. And I bore y'all. I don't. Literally means sitting. As in nausea. Oh, like ad nauseum. Okay, there we go. I get it. I guess. Disambiguous. Yeah, it's one of those words that, can mean a whole bunch of different things all at the same time. Um, Anyways, so there's no such thing as a higher high without a higher low. So right now, this is our perceived higher low over here on the 5 minute. But if we go back over to the 45 minute, we are consolidating. And if we take out these highs right here, which is our pivot of this downward side, there we go. We have ourselves a micro trend. Let me go ahead and zoom in for y'all so you can see what I mean. We have a micro trend because this is when the sellers start right here, right? You got a point, lower low, lower high, and all that stuff, right? The micro trend is trying to be the new major trend. So how do they do that? They have to start disrupting certain areas and pivot points. This is not a pivot point, but I'm going to go ahead and call this something that is relatively the point we're probably going to use as a pivot. Saying that is going to create that higher high when we finally um, break that upper area. If it fails to do so, I do believe bullish above this level, bearish below that level. That's the best way to say it, right? We can consolidate inside of this range even further. I do like the range that I wrote off over there. After our uptrend, I almost want to mark off. Actually, I am going to. Almost want to, but we're going to do it, right? We had a nice little drop here. I want to do it tight. So, I'm going to use this area here. Let's call it here, kind of something like that. Um, Maybe I'll just move it left and see how that associates. Yeah, something like that is what I'm going to be looking for. So even though we got this bearish line right here, I do believe there's a lot of buyers that's sitting right here. Some of them are probably even, and shout out to those that like to do channels. This is probably something that they're looking at, is something like this with a little bit of that. And then we got the center of that channel to try to go ahead and continue to that upside. Do we continue to that upside? Maybe, but do we need to? Possibly, in a way, but uh, it are we going to get that? Too early to tell. Too soon to really come to a conclusion. Yeah, let me get rid of this channel. Yeah, too soon to come to a conclusion. But I still love my 45-minute entry above that 063, even with the establishment of the 15-minute opening range on the New York session. We're only 6 minutes in, so we got like another 8 minutes, 9 minutes before and we get this set. A couple things for y'all to keep an eye on. Lockheed Martin to the downside, short at 519. SPY going long at 709, 710. That's probably why we're building this base right here on NQ. And Meta going short at 658. I will be confirming that in the next 24 minutes as we try to establish if there's a sense of continuation or reversal. But right now, it does look like the market is trying to establish itself. Let's see. Uh, CCJ had popped in. Who was this? Must have missed that one yesterday. I know my TMUSA. All right, I got quite a bit of stuff that I got to go ahead and reject. as we're close to the new session. I do have one that could be a very small scalp. There is some longs on IWM 276.90. That could be a nice little play to the upside. SPY, same thing, 710. 710.90. So that's like 711. That kind of comes into play. So they're probably building the base as the 2 hour and the 45 minutes, having a nice little conversation on playing to the upside. Let's see if this holds. Mm, quiet compared to yesterday. Yesterday we had some very good volatility. I think a lot of it is because of the jobs report. There was a jobs report that released. Let me go see the results of that jobs report. My FX book is my favorite, one that I like to use to use for these calendars. Initial jobless claims bearish for the dollar and multiple facets, but the continuous jobless claims week over week or 4 week average, that one was a little spicy. It came in a little bit higher. Um, yeah, folks, people are getting fired. People are quitting preemptively. I don't suggest you do so. I think you should just let them fire and get your severance or file for your unemployment and everything else. Do not try to anticipate the AI um, revolution or the bubble. Just look at the market. Just the job market is the same as the life market. It's predicated on the results that is presented as such. So let's not panic. It's not. Also, check out volume 1 of the Trading Journal. It's on all your streaming services. My pseudonym or my stage name for that album is called Kalani Ward, Kalani Ward, as it sounds. Um, I'm really excited about it. Love what I do. If you love what you do, you never work a day of your life. Even I listen to some of it. It's a mindset based album to kind of tweak, prepare you, and get you to the levels that you need to be so you can be a consistently profitable trader. I suggest it to everybody. Um, before it goes completely mainstream. Because if it starts really, I'm telling you this right now, if this album really starts to take off the way I think it can, and people start to realize I really help people get to their goals and their targets, I may pull the album, make it gold, and redistribute it a certain way. So enjoy the album while it's still out there. It is called The Trading Journal on all your streaming services. Lots of fun. All right, so still establishing ourselves. We got how much left? Got 4 minutes until we get this opening range rolling. Oh, let me check if the YouTube space has any comments. I didn't even look at that. All right, no comments yet. So it's gonna be fun, folks. It's gonna be fun. I anticipate that this is going to be that push up. Look at that 063. Let me come down to 5 minutes so we can really see what's happening here. That's what I'm looking at. This thing may get up there as the opening range is starting to establish itself. I want to be bold and get in on the entry here, but I think I'm gonna wait till I get inside of the 75. I think I'm gonna do that. I think that would be the safer entry. Not for options yet. I'm gonna wait for the opening range to settle itself and then debate off that. Oh, let me not hide my trend lines. Let me cover my trend lines before I accidentally erase them. Let's put the 513 crossovers in there as well with the EMAs and see where we are. Nice little base off that 5 minute as they're trying to get a nice little push using that 200 EMA as a support. But again, I do find this price action here very interesting. I want to be bullish because I think there is some sell side liquidity for those that are being bold, but I do think that that sell side liquidity is going to get some. strength. I think we could get a rejection somewhere around that level that says the bull range. And that's why I wanted to wait till then. And you see, look at that. You see how they already rejected the entry. Let's come back over to the entry. Look how they disrespected the entry now. They pulled it right back. Can we fly through? 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I think we'll find that out. Oh, there was a nice little gap kick right here. I think that's what they came back for. Does it have enough strength? All right, let me grab something to drink real quick. We got a couple minutes. All right, let's see what we got. 9 seconds. Hi, exactly. You see what I mean? And it would have been cool to get that entry, but yeah, I'm not much of a fan of it. Let's come back over to the 15 minutes. I can reestablish this and I can lock it in. All right, perfect. Orb is locked. Looks beautiful. We probably could dance inside of this range. Look out for psychological 27,000. Stranger Danger is sitting at 27016. Now, that's a very rough area. We could get a lot of different things from there. But I am bearish below 26,965, which is a perfect rejection of higher time frames of them trying to stay under that 27,000 psychological level. And it's going to be very interesting on how the market responds in that regard. So just be patient, folks. Just be patient, people. All right, let me get this EMA out the way. I don't like to confuse myself. Just want to kind of get an idea. I still like the entry. I'll just tell you this right now. I still like the entry, but I think the safer entry is above the bull range. We could fill the order. There's a nice little gap that's left over here, and then we could play that. Oh, that happened a lot faster than I expected. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get all those option contracts in that regard. We're talking about some, they would be bold, but I would say, well, we're already there. Don't you dare, don't you dare. I'm gonna go with this. Damn, I can't do it on all my brokerages. Let's start with two, and we'll run with that. One more push above inside that bull range, and I will take this, and then I'll aim for the alt. Yep, there we go. Ah, come on. Let me get in there with this. Let me see if I can squeeze this out at the same time. It's going to be very dangerous. I might have to get out at 200 loss. Oh, it showed me the 200 loss real quick. Are you going to recover or are you going to go ahead and go back under that 200 again? I dare you to get back inside that range again. Ah, come on. Ah, let me take the 200 loss. Man, this is sucky. Oh, ah. All right. They took me out on my evaluation. That's fine. That's okay. That's all right. Ah, dug it, dug it, dug it, dug it. All right, so that's the deranged stranger. So it gets crazy right here. He's a deranged man. He tends to do all types of stuff. If you notice that this is where my entry was, I probably should have did a small nibble here and then added more there. But I am playing a little safe because this is before 10 o'clock. Oh, there we go. We're going to clear the range. I'm going to clear the range. Let me go view my portfolio. I am up 21%. I wanted to tap up there. Don't come back down. Don't you dare come back down. I want you to feel the whole thing. Feel the whole thing. Come on. Oh, I see what happened. Psychological 27,100 is probably why was the rejection. We got to like 102, but I think we got enough momentum. Not the best place to buy right now. The buy zone is in the green area. We're outside of that. If you want to wait for a pullback and you see a nice little support somewhere around here, maybe. But I do think we're going to go ahead and try to get to the all-time highs again with the momentum as everything is trying to recover. I wonder if Tesla is still recovering. What's Tesla doing? Yeah, Tesla's recovering. So that could be the reason why that this is happening, is that Tesla's making its move. They may whack-a-mole it. Ah, come on. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You're being a jerk. I'm going to take my shot again on this inside of the bear bull range. There we go. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Get your butt up. Get your big butt out there. Come on. Come on. I gotta take it at break even. Come on. Ah, 55. They hit me for 55 bucks more. Ugh, come on. Get your butt up there. Taking another one. Oh, get in there. Get in there. Ah, that bull range is not holding up. That's good. This is my last time giving that attempt. I know it's before 10 o'clock. I know I'm being risky, but this thing is not holding the bull. Oh, what a pop. Damn. I had a feeling that could have happened. That's why I didn't want to do it more than once. Is that 10 o'clock? Is that 10 o'clock? What jerks? We'll get it back. We will get it back. Ah, they jabbed me for 700. After making 1,000 yesterday, I guess they wanted it. They wanted it back. They wanted it back. But patience, folks. One step at a time. I'm just gonna wait with my option. I think I'm gonna wait till 10 o'clock. Really hold the fort down a bit. I wanted the top of that range. We got opening range right there. I almost want to take another shot at that bull range, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Just going to focus on the options. Especially that we got the higher highs. We just so close to just get another nice little explosion here. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Lee, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Get them scalps in. Yeah, they might wait till 10 o'clock. I think that was a retracement just for that, and then they might make that push again to the upside using the bullish range. Now, as it accumulates, this can create a catalyst for it to just sweep all the way down to the lower register. Currently down 4% in my portfolio on the option side. Sucks is I saw 20%, but I wanted like 30 or 40, then I would have locked in something. So by them doing this, they're just toying with my emotions. They're trying to get me to get out, shaking the tree, shaking, shaking, shaking. And plus, we got past this area, and this is the pivot. I know this is the bearish pivot. They wanted to get this down here, but we've already mitigated that. We should get the rest of this, unless the bears are just in complete control. We just don't know yet. All right, 47 seconds. Probably gonna get a nice little drawdown here for a little bit, down 12%. But the bullish thesis is still intact, just a bit. Just a bit. I wanted to get to the TP1. 17 seconds. We're gonna get a new 1 hour candle. Natural gas inventory is coming out at 10:30. Finishing the 45, looking like that. Let me see that 15 minute. That 15 minute looks crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought damn, it's not 10 o'clock. I only got 5 more minutes. That could be ugly. Uh, don't like this impulsive finishing like a red. So we're gonna get a new 5 with a candle. Does it hold this base or does it force liquidation? And right now, all those that want that bullish opening range is relatively suffering for the most part. I will say that, especially that we can't recapture this area. This can get very ugly on my option contract, but I got to see this through. All right, we're getting very close to my threshold of a stop loss, which is about 35 to 40% on my portfolio because they are being jerks and not letting my range ring. And I know they're trying to sweep that liquidity before that 10 o'clock kicks in. Did you find the price that you want for a bounce? Or is this going to be a strong rejection candle looking like this on the 15-minute, which is not a good sign. Not the best of signs that I wanted to see, but we did get higher, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows to a higher high. That's why I'm still kind of bullish here. Weathering the storm. All right, let's get that push right now. I think the real drop is going to be tomorrow, but it can happen now as the market has already had all-time highs already. It's very possible. Come on, get away from my pain points. I'm getting close to it. There goes the strange danger. And there goes the pain point. And looking for it to hold above it. If not, I have to close this option contract. That is our equilibrium. Does it use as support or does it flow right through? And this was all the bears just loading up the boat. Not a good sign. We finished with a very strong red candle. That is a very strong red candle. Not liking that for the upside. You know what I'm saying? It could be a whack-a-mole situation. You pop your head up here, making internal structural highs, and then bang, they hit you. All right, here's 10 o'clock. Yep, gonna have to cut that. Right back to 27,000. Give me a bounce I can get out of this trade. Maybe back to stranger danger. Nope, not even gonna get that. All right, take money off the table. Live to fight another day. All right, so they got me for a couple $100. We'll be back and we'll get it big. Gonna get it big. All right, so what is the plan here? So we got ourselves, we're back inside of the range. This is not a true entry per se because the 45-minute never closed above it. We could just consolidate even deeper inside of here. I've seen where we get back down to this level and then it bounces again. Right now they jabbed me for $700, so we're gonna try to see if we can get that $700 back before 10:30. Really wanted it to just cut across that range. Mm-mm-mm. But it looks like it ran out of steam. Let's see what Tesla's doing. Oh, Tesla was pushing up. Oh, they filled their gap and then came back. That's interesting. Okay. That's probably why we got that little move the way we did. And that was my fear. They knew people wanted the opening range breakout because it's a similar move that what they did yesterday, right into the range. That was a safer trade. It did give a little bit, but we didn't get the rebalance here. That's what I was looking for us to rebalance this whole entire gap. This could be retracement just so that way they can do that. All right, we got a nice cross of that 27,000 again. I almost want to tap in with one here, using 27,000 as my stop loss, risking about $100 if anything. But I think I'm gonna see this through a little bit, especially the fact that the 15 was such a strong downward move. Uh, 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 uh. Mhm. Interesting recovery. I wanted to until Stranger Danger, but I said it was going to be tricky. Hmm. Did it again. They got above Stranger Danger again. I was really looking forward to reject it here because they brought it down so far. Very close to breaking the structure here, right? Hmm. Almost got under Stranger Danger again. No, okay. All right. And there's our sweep. Does it get back to the stop loss line that's over there? About Stranger Danger. Very rangy, very tricky to trade. Kind of like we're between two different order blocks. If this was a W move, maybe that's why we got the rejection the way we did. It's more than 50% of the W. It's back above Stranger Danger again. Take a shot. Let's see what happens here. Very light, $100. No, as soon as I get in. You on the bounce here? All right, out of it, 200. Yeah, I think this is going to be our range for today. It's going to be from here to here as they consolidate. Maybe they're unwinding everything before tomorrow. So like that could make some sense. But after the jobs report, we should have just kept on pushing up. Let me look at the dollar again. What are they doing over there? Yeah, it's rejecting, especially this area here. Can it get up here? It's a lot that it has to fight for because this order block here, and as soon as we get here, we fill. But all right, we'll just deal with another setup. Let's see if another setup shows up. Right now, down a stack, down 900. Let's see if there's anything else out there in the world. Lockheed Martin, Meta, those were short. Oh my God, the Lockheed Martin. I was as soon as we broke through here and I had an opportunity to sell it from here, I did not take that shot. That's almost $100 drop right there. This thing is just literally bear flagging all the way down. Meta, nice little recovery. I think it's going to come right back through here. It does look like a bull flag though. So let's go with Lockheed Martin on continuation. And then let's go with Meta or reversal. That's what it kind of looks like. Probably get some longs out of there. All right, let's go back over to NQ. Let's see what's going on over there as it's playing the two-step dance going back and forth. It's like a Leah. Look at you. You're back above stranger danger again. I want this target. But finding a safe position is a nightmare. Look at this wick here. I've been a lot sooner than that. Let's see what happens if that 5 minute kicks in. All right. We get a little bit of a pullback here. All right. I want to see if we can get back above stranger danger after that move. And it's starting to say no. Looking at the 27,000 psychological level as an area for it to get under, and then we're probably going to go ahead and short there as it looked like the selling pressure is winning. Looking for it to sweep and come down to this level, but I have to be relatively shallow about it because they can use the 27,000 as a bounce area as well. Come on, don't you be disrespectful. Come on. Come on. Ah, take my 155 loss. Ah, this is so annoying. Mm. See how it's dancing across it? I'm taking another shot at it. Because a lot of these sellers are still in here. And it makes me think that they're still compiling themselves to try to take out this low. When we get to the bearish block, I may go ahead and sell another and then sell another in here if this thing can make its way through this noise. But I think we've accumulated quite a bit to put some real pressure on the buyers. Again, back to my stop losses at break even because I got a nice little healthy cushion. Come on, just drop and fall. Gotta take the 140. Close to my break even. Mm, mm. And this goes back to my original thesis I was saying is that they might be using this as a range and we're fighting between the two ranges. The Bulls know if they give this up, all of them are vulnerable. The Bears know if they give this candle up, they've already given up this area. So it's like now it's a fifth. You see, that's why I took it. You see how quick we got to break even? Capital preservation, trying to find these opportunities. We're right back to stranger danger. Look at that. Probably could have did a reverse as well as we was kind of drifting like that. Stranger danger could be an entry here, but yeah, they're shaking up the market. I'm down still $900. But I will say this, if it gets to stranger danger and rejects here and goes back under 2700, 27,000 again, I may short it because that then tells me that most of the bears are starting to think, let's think of it like this. The bears original entry was like about right here, right? They came in, it was like, all right, cool, we're going to short the crap out of this here. Then when it came down to my entry level, they used it against me, right? And then they kind of went ahead and pushed down to here and also the bull range, right? And then now here comes the stranger danger. Maybe they got their lines here and they're adding to their position here. It gets back under 27,000. It's going to make me feel a little confident that they've added to their position and sold there. And I'm going to use 27 as my stop loss in the event of. But again, it's speculative. If we were going to go and stay inside of the range, they should have went to the top of the range, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But it's not doing that. And we can argue that this is that, right? We can argue that this is that, and it's bullish here to stranger danger would stop just here, or it's trying to get to this top area and they're building a position to get there. We could have that argument. It's valid, but this is exactly what happens with a range. Now, I could go to a lower time frame, like a scalp time frame, and like heavy leverage. Oh, look at that 1 minute. evening star. That was a massive move. Now it's looking like a 1 minute W. Like this is the thing that's fighting right now. And right now they're about to nullify this first original one that we kind of talked about. And this was a one from earlier this morning. Yeah. Toughie. It's a toughie. Good thing I made the 1K yesterday. I kind of gifted it to the market today. Let's see if I get it back. That 655 hit is what killed me. Oh, there we go. Right back below the stranger danger. We didn't really go back and rebalance any of this. Makes me think that the Bears are accumulating against the Bulls. Um, when it gets under the 27,000, I'm going to take a shot. Taking it. Oh, they gave me a terrible price though. That was a really, really terrible price. I wanted it closer to the 27. Yeah, I wanted it closer to the 27. I should have went ahead and added another one there. Then I could have rebalanced and come back to the one. But I wanted it kind of like almost like they wanted to get past it and then come back down. Really hate this price. Really hate this price. So I need you to take off. All right, come on. Back to break even. I'm out of it. Maybe I could get a better price if I get myself out of the way. Let's see if we can get up here. All right, and then get back under it. All right, taking a shot here. That's a better price. That's a way better price. Let's see if we can get some continuation here. It's a better price, but the price action is not better. Still kind of look like it wants to range it. I'm still confident that those bears are still here. Would I had loved to have two contracts here? Yes, I would have. Um, do I think we could get an explosion down? Very possible. Come on, stay your butt down. Not looking good for the move. Ah, come on, come on. This is a fist fight. There we go. All right, all right. Show me a couple of hundred. Couple of hundred. Not 100, couple of hundred. You mother suckers. Come on. All right, there we go. Let's rebalance that. Taking one off the table, leaving it for someone else. All right, let's get a nice little explosion to the downside. Getting ready for possible. Come on. Gave myself a better price with that move, but no follow through. Zero follow through. Look at this. Yeah. Gave myself a better price. Cost me 200 bucks to see that. They're going back to stranger danger, just being a jerk. And like I said, this is it wants to do this dance, but we've yet to go back up here. Oh, Lordy. All that buy side liquidity is right here, right for the taking. 5 minutes show you even more. Yeah, pin bar ate up. Just eating up. And here comes that 5 minute fair value gap right there. They could have just left that, let it cascade on. Basically, they're using that 27,000 as a liquidity reload. Whoa, they just ate up some of that liquidity there. It's almost like the market wants to short. You can see it in the 5 minute. We just close that candle above stranger danger. Let's see if we can get that. Pin bar is down here. This thing gets under that pin bar. This thing will print. This thing goes into this fair value gap. It will print. They want this gap that will print. Could that be the bait as they try to liquidate? Mm, 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 mm. First green candle after, and then there's a second green candle. This can give some follow through to the upside. On a 5 minute scalp, I might take this shot as much as I don't want to. Maybe I should switch to paper to think about that. I'm like 47% sure we're going to fill to the upside, knowing that we kind of did market dominance a couple of times on this 5 minute. Here's two greens right after. I'm looking for a follow through as they put pressure on this upside. I don't think they got enough strength to hold here. Look for this thing to get to 45. It's about 21 points. The leverage like three contracts. I don't want to do that. I was trying to do something very light and just hold on to a trade for full 45 minutes, but the 45 minutes just on consolidation and just hit us twice on it. All right, we'll probably wrap up at 10:30. Not a good day for the most part. I'm down at 1K on the PA. Happens. It's part of the game. Maybe I'll be able to recover it sometime in the middle of the day. I'm well rested today compared to yesterday. Yesterday I was so dead tired. I had to stop in the middle. But yeah, I think this thing is gonna go ahead and try to push to the upside here. Oh, my E-trade just failed on me for some reason. I don't feel like reloading. Let me go to Robinhood. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna get a push up here. I really don't think they're gonna get this 20. Oh wow. Good thing I didn't pull that trigger. Yeah. That was the first test of that fair value gap. And that's exactly what they did. 1 minute left. See what this 30 minute look like. Oh my God, that is just pure and unadulterated chaos. 45 minute. Basically side by side. Almost want to erase my range here and just play this range if it ever revisits itself again. I still keep this range as it's more like a tighter range about below, but that's still the opening range type of setup too. So it won't make a difference. Yeah, it breaks that 27,000 again with the 30 minute. I'm gonna try to use the momentum off the 30 minute. Or anything here? And I was thinking like higher time. Oh, well, that would be at the end of the day though. All right, we'll see how the end of the day happens. We'll give it a couple minutes and then we'll get out of here. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. I try to give y'all as much context as possible. Yeah, there we go with that fair value gap there. Yeah, they're gonna try to fill this. I don't want to take it. Should probably taken it off for the fact that this kind of closed or right on that 27,000, but they got so close to it I thought it was gonna break below and then push. Um, but I think they got enough momentum to at least get to this 45. Yeah. Let's tap out of here. When the market is over here doing all types of foolishness and costing you $1,000, that's when you go ahead and tap out and find a different setup. Could it be lucrative to take it up to here? Yeah. If you're in it, congratulations. I'm gonna leave it alone. I feel like I'm chasing, and it's way too close to that 45. That said, see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget, check out OEOS on Discord and online. One entry, one shot.